Jim, I mean, you obviously were here because of your racing. Was that part of your family? Was
No.
your dad into this?
No, not really. Actually, the way I got into it was Fred Knapp and another guy named Pat McCullough got the garage next door to the gas station I worked at when I was going to high school. And that's how I got to know him.
And this is so you're in high school and you see that there's a garage and...
Yeah, and I started helping them on their car. We used to run down to Dickie Ben and Warren. And then they run Jamestown Speedway.
51,
Yeah,
52, somewhere in there?
About 52.
52?
Yeah.
And didn't Doc Sinatra hang around with you guys too?
Doc Sinatra and Big Ed Schultz. Yeah, Big Ed he's only about a year older than I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you connected. And what did your parents think about you going off on weekends to these motor guys?
No, we didn't never go that far.
Okay.
I went a few times up there with Kenny Johnson, up in Canada.
Right.
It was fun.
Yeah. So you started off just sort of hanging around with Freddie Knapp, and at some point you actually decided to drive a little bit.
Yeah, we bought his car.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, from Irv Pickard. Irv Pickard owned his car. He owned a wood shop down on Allen Street. Yeah.
Right.
And we bought his car.
What car was it,
It was
Jim?
a 39 Ford Coupe, number 34 there.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Bought it for $50. and he had just had a rebuilt engine for it there. And we were trying to get a price on that engine there. And him and his wife started scrapping about that. And he just gave it to us. So that fixed it.
And then where did you race that car?
We raced it at Skyline. That was before State Line over there, Sugar Grove, and Jamestown Speedway.
What was your car number?
34.
34.
Yep.
We'll have to look because we have some movies of Skyline.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, well, now we'll look for you.
Yeah, I was in there.
Of course, you remember Joe Sonner, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joe was good.
Yeah, his daughter gave us some home videos.
Oh, did she?
From 1955 at Skyline.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
No.
No, I didn't think he was. Yeah, that's the truth.
And so at some point you go from Skyline and you actually race at State Line for a while.
Yeah, raced the Hudson. Hudson Coupe. They had two divisions back then. I think it was 49 to 52 and then 53 to 56 or something like that. I raced this Hudson Coupe. It belonged to it actually belonged to the garage next door to where I worked.
What, just kind of curious about that time period. You know, Skyline was owned by Leonard Briggs and Cliff Coons.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's this sort of split.
Yeah, I don't think they got along all that well there. And then
Yeah.
I don't think that Don and Jerry Franks were involved in it then. Don't remember them being involved, but they could have been.
Yeah.
And then, they went over there to start State Line with Lloyd Williams.
What did you, at the time when were you kind of encouraged to go from Skyline over to State Line? Was there incentives or
Well, it paid more money.
did they?
Yeah. Yeah, it paid more money. And it was a better track.
Right.
Skyline was just a narrow little track with horrible corners on it. Jesus, if you could get around it without getting off the end of it, you were really lucky. The State Line was a pretty good track.
What was unique about State Line? What made it a better track?
Well, it was a little bit bigger and wider and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't know, neither one of them were very good, to be honest with you, but we thought they were great at the time. but they worked on it hard. And then Skyline just closed up then.
Right.
But we ran over to Jamestown Speedway quite a bit there.
Now, the State Line, when you went over there for that, were you there for the first year? Do you remember? Or the
Yeah.
first year? Were you there for the first night?
Yeah.
What was that like? What was day one like?
Oh, it was crazy. It had rained, I don't know how many days before that.
Right.
Everybody and their brother was stuck in the parking lot. The track wasn't all that bad, but yeah, it was crazy.
Do you remember much? Was there a big crowd? Was there?
Yeah, there was a good sized crowd there. Had some pretty good drivers. Emery Man was there. He was a kind of the hot dog at the time. And I'm trying to think of the guy from lived out there by. Oh shoot! I don't know. I can't think of his name right now. I don't think Squirt was there the first year.
Dean Layfield?
Yeah, Layfield was there. There was two Layfields, Dean and
Billy.
Billy. Yeah, Dean was one of the hot dogs. I'm trying to think who else was. Al something. Al, his guy's name was. He was a farmer out of
Stearns.
Al Stearns. Yep, he was a good driver. But these guys then, they just go right to the garage and buy a brand new car, and most of the time they even stick a roll bar in it. They just buy a brand new car and away they go.
Wow.
So with Lloyd Williams and Leonard Briggs and Don and Jerry, Frank and Marv Thorpe were the original owners.
Yeah, Marv Thorpe was a flagman,
Right.
and Lloyd was an announcer, and Don and Jerry kind of kept the track going, and Leonard, he kind of run up business around there. Oh, here comes my son. Come on in. Yeah, he drove over there.
Well, yeah.
So is it all right if we continue this then?
Go ahead.
Okay.
So we're in 1956. We're talking about day one. Your dad was on the track.
Yeah.
The rains came and nobody could leave the track.
No, the only good place was the track itself.
Yeah.
The infield, everything was just really bad trying to get out of there. They had tractor after tractor trying to pull people out, pulling their bumpers off, and it was quite a deal.
You know, I heard something, and it may be totally false, but that at both ends of Courtright Road that first day, that they were kind of, other people were trying to turn people away from going to the track, the races. Did you hear anything about that? Because of the rain, saying it had been canceled, and
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
that's probably just.
It could have happened. Yeah, a lot of people were really against it.
Why were they against it?
Noise.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, but they bought a lot of property there, so they had every legal right there to make a little noise. I can't imagine what the noise level is today compared to what it was. The way them guys turned them 9,000 and
Yeah, exactly.
jeez,
Your car number was 15, right?
34.
34?
It was never 15?
Uh,
One of the old programs had you listed as car number 15, Jim.
I think I drove a Hudson a couple times. It was number 15.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what it was then.
Did you have much success there, Jim?
No, I never had a very good car.
Yeah.
He run pretty good there.
Yeah.
He started out a little nothing and run good.
We're going to show you some pictures, and Jim, we just want you to take a look at them, and if you think of a story or something funny about these guys, let us know. Even if you can't think of something, make it up. That's what I think most all the guys are doing anyways.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's the guy that died there.
Yes.
Trying
What do you remember about Hyle Russell?
He was a real good, clean driver. Yeah, he was a real good, clean driver. It was a shock to everybody when that happened. I'm trying to think of who. Chuck Piazza, he went down south. And then he started selling parts up here. Went down south there. Oh, is that Jimmy Scott?
This is Jim Scott.
Yeah.
This is Jim Feeblecorn.
Feeblecorn.
Remember him?
I remember the dame. I don't really remember in there.
Jim, you raced for a couple years and then decided you'd rather stay involved in another capacity.
Well, I went in the Air Force.
Okay.
So I was in the service for 3 years. So then when I came back, I started working for Ed Schultz. He was service manager down to Berglund's at the time. I started working down there, and then Fred Knapp was working there. We got together and got a car together. We bought Bob Dole's car, that 62 Ford, or 60 Ford. We run that for a couple of years. Then we had a brand new, it's crazy, had a brand new Chevelle. We ordered 3 cars. We ordered a 64 Chevelle and a 64 Corvette with a 365 horse engine and a 64 Impala with a 300 horse. And we swapped engines out on all of them. You never in the world ever do that in today's world. So that's how we ended up with but we built a brand, had it. Went down there on Sunday morning and took the Chevelle and drove it down to Gino's for breakfast and then come back and tore it all apart. God, it's crazy.
Who was the money behind that car?
That was Berglund's.
Berglund's money?
Yeah. We only run that for 1 year and then we sold it. And then we got in a little bit of a squabble over money, so we started running for Busink. Run a couple years for Busink.
Jim, were you tied with Freddie Knapp?
Yeah.
Talk about Freddie Knapp. Nobody's really talked much about him. Can you?
Oh, God. Ladies' man.
We did hear that.
If there's a woman around, he was around. He was a good driver. He won a lot of races. Oh. She's gonna give me a treatment sometime.
So about Freddie, and you were connected with him for how long?
Oh, God. Up until 69.
69?
Yeah. And then in 1970, I had taken a year off, then I went to work with Bobby Snars. Him and I started together. We were there for 3-4 years. I worked with Lyle Brown for a while.
Was that your choice? Did you decide to work with Bobby, or did Bobby come and get you?
Well, he come and got me first, and then we worked together. Had a 70 Nova. And worked with him, and then I worked with Lyle Brown for a year, just to kind of help him out. And I worked with Skip Furlow for quite a while. And then I quit for a while, and then Jeff got old enough, he started to drive. So I found out that why them guys don't do it, because they spend a lot of money on them. It costs you money to run a race car, I'll tell you that. I can't imagine what they do nowadays.
Your reputation is really as one of the best there ever was. Why would that be?
I haven't got a clue.
Obviously you had success with Freddie and then Bobby.
I mean, if you think about the guys that he's working with, they're all the top guys.
Yeah.
And kind of makes you wonder if it's the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Is it because of Jim that these were the top guys, or were they the top guys and Jim happened to show up, or it's some sort of a combination? What do you think, Jim?
Probably a combination. Plus I work cheap.
Where did you get your mechanical ability from, Jim? Was your dad a mechanic, or?
Yeah, he was a mechanic for the town of North Harmony. But just picked it up I worked at the gas station there when I was in high school. I picked up a lot there from a guy who owned it there, Art Lynn, his name was.
Art what?
Art Lynn.
And where was that station?
It was right in the Four Corners of Asheville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there also something called the Asheville Speed Shop?
Yeah, that was right next door. That's where Fred Knapp and them guys had their car.
Oh.
Chuck Sinatra, they had their car there, and then Chuck Sinatra had a little coupe there he was working on. Him and Ed Schultz, they worked together there.
Who owned the Asheville Speed Shop?
I think Pat McCullough did. Yeah, he was in there too. He worked on the cars with him.
So back to Freddie Knapp days, did you go, he changed from, as I recall, Berglund to Busink. Was that just over dollars and cents?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run the Chevelle for Berglund, and then we sold that, and we had put a lot of our own parts on it there, and we didn't get any money out of it. So that's basically what happened there. And Busink was wanting to go to Florida, so we went to Daytona, took his car to Daytona there. We had run a couple of years at Julian.
What was he like?
He wasn't bad. He was a pretty good guy.
Was he?
Yeah. He knew a lot more than people ever gave him credit for,
Mm-hmm.
including me. I didn't think he knew anything, but he did. He knew a lot.
Yeah.
But he'd been around since day one of NASCAR and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys were in Florida with Julian's car, Freddie didn't actually end up driving
No,
it. Didn't you have Shanklin get in a car?
Yeah,
Jack Shanklin?
Yeah, Fred drove it for a few days, and he really wasn't getting it up to speed. And Julian put a guy by the name of Harlan Richardson in there, and he'd run it. He'd get 153 mile an hour out of it, and he'd come in and he'd say, "Our air cleaner is cutting it back. It's why it won't go fast enough." We'd take that off, and then we ended up putting Jack Shanklin in there. Of course, he was in it 15 mile an hour faster. But the car run good, it's handled good. But we got a lot of help from Benny Parsons, and that's back before Benny Parsons was anybody. But pretty much stayed the same all over his career. Jimmy Scott was down there with us there, and Kenny C. We had a lot of people with us.
Did you ever have a desire to go out on the track?
Yeah, I'd like to go out on state line on Daytona, but they weren't going to let you do that.
Yeah. No joy rides.
No, not at all.
So you were just down there that 1 year then?
No, I was down there 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, other than, what were the economics of going down, all the way down to Daytona? You were there for Speed Week. Was that ego in being there, or is it, what was it?
I don't know. Stupidity, probably. It cost you a lot of money to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Although everything was real cheap then. I know my wife and I got well, it wasn't a motel, but it was like we had a kitchen and everything else there, but we had it for 9 days for $110.
Is that right?
And now you can't even get nothing. You can't even get a room for $110.
You cannot.
No.
So you guys kind of paid your own way. Julian wasn't picking up the tab?
Well, Julian said he'd pay everything but our meals. The was funny thing with that was I took my slips over there for because we rented a house. Fred and I rented a whole house, and he gave me just half of my rent. And I said something to him about it, and he says, "Well, I'm not going to pay for your wife." I said, "Oh Christ, she sleeps in the same bed." But that was kind of that was Julian. But he finally did give it to me. Yeah, that was Julian.
Did Jughead Pierce go with you on any of those trips to Florida?
No. I think he was down there maybe, but he didn't go with us.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a disaster.
Why would that be?
Because he was nuts. He got to drink it a little bit. He was just nuts.
You've seen so much over that time period, Jim, and we've had a chance to talk to a lot of folks. If you had to close your eyes and say, Greg, the funniest thing I ever saw at either State Line or maybe elsewhere, but funniest racing incident I saw was this, what would you say, Jim?
I don't know. Seen some funny stuff there. But I can't remember anything right offhand.
Were there some characters, like you mentioned Jughead Pierce, sort of characters that sort of stood out?
Yeah, there was some guys that just no matter what they couldn't do, they couldn't make 2 laps without spitting out or something like that. But boy, I don't remember. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah, we're only 60 years into this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll ask you a question we have asked everybody, and they all have the same answer. This is a test. If you were leading the last lap of a feature race, and there was a guy on your tail who you least likely to have or want to have on your tail, who would that be?
Oh boy.
The guy who you're kind of the most aggressive and kind of not shy about moving you around.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's quite a few of them that would move you around. There's other guys that would just give you a break too. But I don't know. I can't think of anybody right offhand.
Well, we'll give you the answer. The answer is a guy from Erie named Tom.
Tom Dill?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he was another one of the nicest guys in the world. Yeah, he would definitely, he would get you around. Yeah, I forgot about Tom. Yeah, you definitely do that.
What was unique about Tom? Why would, you know,
I actually think that he did it just because he thought it was funny. A lot of times I think he did. He used to pick on Floyd Finelli, and you got to be a goddamn idiot to pick on Floyd Finelli. but he'd get him going sideways and stuff there. Floyd would be so darn mad. But Tom, he'd be laughing. He thought it was funny. But that's the kind of character he was.
was there a lot of activity in the pits after races? Did drivers sort of push themselves around?
Yeah, sometimes, but not a whole lot. Most of the time they got together and somebody would bring a beer and stuff like that. We had a good time.
Yeah.
But then they started getting more and more classes in there, and then that kind of went by the wayside. When we first started there, well, in fact, all there was late model races. And then they had, I think they called them hooligans to start with. But the more racing, the more cars they got there, the got to be a little bit different. You got a different class of people. Not good or bad, just different people.
Dean Layfield died in 1961, and he was really the first driver to die while racing.
Yeah.
What did that mean to the racing community? What was your reaction?
Well, there was a lot of. Everybody felt real bad about it. I think it was a stone hit him. I believe a stone hit him there. Yeah. In fact, he drove for a guy that worked with me, Herb Lieberg. He had his car, and he worked with me on Berglund's car. But yeah, it was too bad with Dean. He was probably the first real superstar over there. Is that Aaron? Oh,
Why did he have such success?
it was good. I guess I don't know any other reason. He was a good driver.
Yeah.
He knew how to set up a car, where everybody else was just trying to figure something out.
What do you mean by set up a car? What would that mean?
Well, to make it go around the corner without spinning out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Were there some tricks that you guys used?
No, I don't know if there was any tricks, but there's things you do to make it work better. You get caught sometimes.
You got caught?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, we didn't get caught, but
He never said that, did he?
You and Bobby were known as innovators.
yeah,
What were some of the things that you feel you brought to the sport that maybe other guys didn't have?
well, I think we started setting our engines way back, and we did a lot of things that was hard to find.
Disc.
Triple disc?
Were you in Bobby's world when he had that?
Yeah. You know,
What was so novel about that?
it was light.
Was it?
Yeah, you accelerate twice as fast as But when I first started working with Bob, everybody was running big block Chevys, and we run a small block. We were the first ones. Well, I won't say the first ones, but we run a small block, and we just destroyed them. We won. We had the Camaro that we won the first 5 races of the year with it. And we run for Jim Raid with a Hemi. That was a thing of beauty. But, yeah.
Did people like you and Bobby in the sense that you won so much? Was there envy? Saying, come on, lighten up.
No, there was guys that didn't care for it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But most people, once the race was over with her, I mean, Bob was never a dirty driver. He never done anything. If you're a dirty driver and you win a lot, then you're going to have problems. But he was never a dirty driver.
Did you and Bobby also work on the sportsman's cars as well?
No, that was Gary Fosberg.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary was good. In fact, the one year that we won the late model championship and the sportsman championship the same year. I think it's the only time it's ever been done.
Was Tony White part of that team as well, Jim?
Yeah, he was with Bob. Bob and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then did you work, see, Tony Whitey eventually worked with Skip too.
Yeah, him and I.
Were you there at the same time Whitey was with Skip?
Yeah, we built Skip's first car, first late model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, was that a tough transition for Skip to go from sportsman's to late model?
I don't think it was that tough. I mean, it wasn't as easy because as a sportsman you got the engine set way back and everything else there. And plus we kept the sportsman too. Put a bigger engine in it. I can't set up to that, so I'm not doing this because I
That you're just antsy.
no, I just
That you were getting ready to go racing or something.
no, I'd like to be. No,
You want me to, do you need the bed tipped up or something, Jim?
no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, it's comfortable.
Yeah, maybe that second button down there, third button down.
This one?
Yeah. No, I'll have to get back to the top button.
Top one.
Jesus, no wonder I ain't in the racing business anymore. That's good.
Okay.
We're going to show you also a picture here, taken a little bit later. This is when he actually had color.
We think you're in that picture, Jim. See if
See Floyd, John Seeley, Sammy. That's Johnny Ditch up
Yeah, yeah.
there. Yeah, Snars. I don't see me.
Well, there's a guy that we think, that's Fred.
Fred, yeah.
There's a guy that we think looks like you. This guy wearing the sunglasses here.
Yeah, I bet it, yeah, it looks like me.
That looks like you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I bet it is me. Yeah.
Still handsome, I tell you.
Yeah.
That picture was taken in 1976
Was it?
on the 20th anniversary of the track.
Yeah, it looks like me.
You recognize anybody else in the picture?
Jimmy Plural sitting beside me.
Right?
That's probably Jimmy Scott there.
It is, yes.
Emery. I'm not sure who that is.
We think it's Bud Gardner,
Yeah,
but you think it might be?
it could be.
Okay.
Squirt.
Yeah?
Is that Jug there?
Yeah, that's Jug.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I know most of them, but I haven't seen any of them guys for years.
Well, no, it turns out none of those guys have seen each other in years.
Oh, I'm sure.
But by doing this project, we've made connections with all these guys. This is so weird. The other day, I was down to Lake County Dodge. I was talking to Sammy, and my phone rings. It's Chuck Piazza.
Oh, really?
Because
Wow.
Chuck and I had talked. So he was calling me back. I'm standing next to Sammy. As soon as I picked up my phone, I saw it was Chuck, and I gave it to Sammy. I said, answer the phone. They hadn't talked to each other in years.
Oh, I can imagine.
I couldn't get my phone back.
Yeah.
I mean, they had so much to talk about.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah. Yeah, him and Sammy were pretty good
Oh,
friends.
they were tight, and you know, Jug's been calling. All these guys, anybody you can think of that's still alive, we've talked to.
Yeah,
And
well, that's good.
they're all interested in what's going on, and mostly interested in what are my friends doing these
Yeah,
days.
I can imagine.
Yeah, everybody wants to know.
And the good news.
Here,
Good news.
pay
Here's
attention, Jeff.
Okay, mark this down. September 26th. September 26th, up at the Jackson Center, up at the Oak Scottish Rite Consistory.
4th and Prendergast.
4th and Prendergast is Sunday at 2 o'clock. There's going to be the world premiere of the State Line Speedway history, the first 10
Oh,
years.
really?
And you're going to be part of this, Joe.
Oh.
Just want you to know, this is what all this is all about.
And we're going to show the film, but prior to the film, we're going to have all the drivers and mechanics and all those guys come together for a little reunion right there that day. So
Yeah.
all these guys that we've been talking about, they're all coming. Piazza's coming from South Carolina. Jughead's coming from North Carolina. Frank Lifner's coming from Florida. Hellman's coming.
Yeah.
They're all coming, and you got to be there that day.
If I ever get out of here.
You'll be out of here by then.
We'll wheel them up if we have to, right?
Yeah.
He's coming. Squirt's coming. Polaro, Floyd,
Marv.
Jim Scott, Marv Thorpe, Dave Turner,
Yeah, I'm seeing
Kenny
Dave.
Shear.
Yeah, I see Kenny once in a great while.
Did I say Squirt?
Yeah.
Squirt,
Yeah,
Squirt.
Squirt.
Bobby. They're all coming.
Yeah.
Skip.
At Floyd finale, he'll want a piece of you. I don't know.
Yeah, you can have me.
You can have it.
Yeah, Floyd and I have been good friends for years.
Well, it is funny because certain things, you must know that I'm not, I used to go to the track in the early years, but I've not kept close to it. Randy Anderson's, he's a historian, he knows this stuff.
Yeah.
So I come at this a little differently, doing all the questioning, and you start asking questions and you really get a personality.
Yeah.
And you're the 45th person we've done.
Oh, really?
45 guys.
45 people. This is during the first 10 years.
Oh, darn.
This is
There's
not the
that many
whole,
guys still around.
But things come up which are constants.
Oh, yeah.
Like Squirt Johns and Dean Layfield, and Bobby being that upper tier.
Yeah.
Tom Dill, always moving people out, but always laughing at the end.
Yeah.
And guys like Floyd and Bud Finale who wanted to kind of, didn't mind having a little push and shove.
No, especially Bud. Floyd wasn't never too much of that as much as Bud was. Bud ran over to Jamestown Speedway the same time we did. And
Yeah.
him and Bob Hallett. Hadn't heard that name around in a long time.
Bob Hallett, yeah.
Yeah. He was around when your dad was running.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you enjoy the late models as opposed to the sportsmen?
I actually enjoyed the sportsman better.
Did you?
Yeah. Because you could do more on them. I mean, you didn't have to. The late models, you had to almost had to cheat to do something different. But the sportsman, you could do almost anything on them.
I say I have a reflection, the few years I went up there, but I always remember Skip, Ronnie Blackmer,
Yeah.
Jay Plyler. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just those guys were in a class by themselves.
Yeah, and then there was shoot, I can't think of his name. Had that one that he had the engine set way off to the side there. He won, I don't know how many features in a row. Lars Hewlings.
Lars.
That was maybe a little later on.
That was about 1980.
Yeah, I was going to say it later
Isn't
than.
there a guy named Buddy Erickson too?
Yeah,
Buddy Erickson.
Buddy Erickson, yeah. Is he still alive?
Yes.
Buddy is,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, there's a great story to be told and all that, but for the purpose of the film that we're making
No,
now,
no, I
we're
just-
only going to do the first 10 years.
All right. Yeah, that'll be a
Which-
lot there.
And you'd be surprised how much stuff is still out there from the first 10 years.
Oh, I
and
can
how many
imagine.
guys are still around. I was there. Like you. I was there the
Yeah.
first night. I remember it.
Yeah.
What we're missing, this is your job. Go back home and look in your, we're looking for movies. Any movies, anything of the State Line Speedway.
Yeah.
We have only one really 4-minute tape.
I don't know if we got any or not. I can't remember.
We've uncovered film from other tracks.
Yeah.
Sulphur Springs,
Yeah.
Coon Road,
Cool Road.
Cool Road,
The
Erie Stadium.
Yeah. I went over there when about 1951, I think.
Yeah.
Lee Petty won it in a little Plymouth coupe, 6-cylinder.
Lloyd Moore was probably there back in
I wouldn't be surprised.
those years. He was running for Julie back then.
Yeah, Lloyd was Fred Knapp's uncle.
Lloyd was Fred Knapp's uncle.
Yeah.
How? What's the relationship?
That I don't know. I didn't even know that until the last few years.
I knew Lloyd very well, and
Yeah.
he never said that.
He used to
Fred
go.
Knapp's uncle.
By the way, we got to look at the Lloyd Moore movies again with different glasses. Lloyd Moore gave us a bunch of movies that we transferred into DVD, but we were just looking at the Daytona ones. You know, there's a lot of other stuff on there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good driver.
Here's one more pack of drivers. Take a look at those and see if you remember any stories about any of these guys that we ought to know about.
Oh, Johnny Whitehead. Yeah. Yeah, Floyd Thomas there. He was from Westfield. He was a real good driver.
Was he?
Nice, clean driver. Yeah. Whitehead, he'd kind of do what he felt like doing.
Heard that too?
Well, Jimmy Scott there, he was kind of a rough driver. Floyd. And,
So we have more on the back.
yeah. Snores. I remember this guy's, but I never knew him that well. Johnny Ditch he went to Florida the same time we did. Chuck Piazza. Larry Parmenter. And he's the one that owned the speedway over there. And
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Very good. We've talked to Larry. He's still around, doing well?
yeah, Paul Olson. He's not here anymore, is he?
No, Paul is passed on.
That's what I thought he was.
He had a hard life.
Yeah, he did. But he enjoyed it. Yeah, he enjoyed it.
What else are we missing here? What are we, Jim? You were so much part of this racing scene. As you look at your days up there, especially State Line, the Lloyd Moores, Leonard Briggs, anything that kind of comes to mind that's unique about the track, the ownership, the drivers?
Well, like Leonard, we'd get in some pretty good squabbles with him.
Did you?
But at the end of the night, he'd come over and say, "You want to come down and have a beer down at his house," and something like that. But we always got along good with him.
For example, what would be a squabble that the track owner would get involved with?
Well, we had to use. I was trying to remember what the 12-inch, 11-inch tires, I guess.
Yeah.
And we used to take 13-inch tires in and cut them. So that when you measured them, they measured 11 inches there. But if you let the air out of them, they'd come off 13 inches. And we screwed around with different things.
And Leonard would pick up on that?
He caught it going through the pits one night and see it in the dirt. But he didn't do anything about it.
Do you think Leonard was keeping a closer eye on you guys than the average guy?
No, I don't think so. He kept a pretty good eye on everybody. Of course, then about that time, his kid was starting to.
Craig, you talking
Craig,
about?
yeah. So.
How about Jerry? What can you tell us about Jerry
God.
Frank?
And he's about the only one I see all the time. Before I came in here, I used to see him probably once or twice a week. He was a real character. Did a good job over there, keeping the track going. And then after Franny bought it there, he started to help him. Until he did that, that track was junk.
Right.
Yeah, Jerry was a real character.
Was he around in the pits a lot during the race? Did you
No, usually just Leonard.
just let it go?
Sometimes Jerry would be over there.
Right.
He'd be watering the track or something like that. But
So Leonard did most of the interacting with the drivers
Yeah.
and the mechanics?
if somebody wanted to bitch about something, Leonard was the one you went to.
I see.
What were the pit stewards like at the time? We've interviewed Stan Moline, who was there sort of at the beginning.
don't
Did you
remember.
interact much with them, or just?
No, Ross Couvert.
Yeah.
Him and I worked together for years.
Right.
He was over
Chevy
there.
garage.
Yeah, he was there for quite a while. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones.
Russ Thompson, briefly.
Yeah, Russ. I was good friends with Russ. He just died just recently.
Yeah, we felt lucky. We got a chance
Did you get him
to talk to
yeah.
Russ.
Oh, that's good.
Probably about 2 weeks before he passed away.
Yeah, that's good.
It was great talking. He was sharp that day.
Yeah, yeah.
I think his death was unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who some of the other ones were.
What were the economics of it all? When you were working with Freddie and Bobby, did you guys make any money?
No. We made enough to buy tires and gas and oil and stuff like that. And I won't say we didn't lose any money, but we didn't make a lot.
Did you get paid to do what you did on the cars?
Yeah, we set up a percentage here. We owned our own car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fred got 30% and I got 20%. And then we had another guy that helped us there. I used to give him money out of my pocket.
How about when you were working for Bob, when you and Whitey were with Bob, did you get a percent at that time also?
Yeah, because the car was actually in. I was taking care of the car there. Berglund gave me the car, the Nova, and then it went over to Ed, because they knew me for so long. Yeah, we made out damn good there. We went out to Connet, won a big invitational out there. I think we made close to $3,000, which was a heck of a lot of money back then. And with Fred Knapp, we had that race where we started at one track and ended at another track there. We won that. And that was about $1,700.
Right.
Yeah.
They raced like 100 laps at State Line, and then they went and raced at Erie another 100 laps. It could have been the other way around. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the other way around, yeah.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah, it started
Yeah.
at Erie.
So it was, in essence, a 200-lap race, 100 at each track. But
And they sort of combined it?
you got paid off at the end of the
Yeah.
200. And Freddie won both segments, as I recall. Is
Yeah.
that right, Jim?
Yep.
Wow.
And they had team race where they run, not team race, team race, I guess they call it. They run a Sportsman and a late model together. And Fred Knapp drove. One year he drove the late model and Skip drove the Sportsman, and they went the other way around the next year. And we won both of them.
Were you involved in that first team race back in 1956? The first year of State Line, there was a team race.
No, no, I wasn't involved in that.
Sammy won it, didn't he?
Sammy and Joe Sonner were the
Yeah.
team that won that
I
one.
was supposed to run with Kenny Johnson there, but I can't remember. Something happened to my car. I can't remember now.
What was your highlight, Jim, as you kind of sit there in front of your son and a guy like Randy Anderson, and you say, "What the highlight of my racing career was either as a mechanic or a driver?" What it might be, something you really remember.
Well, winning them big races. That was probably the biggest thing.
I mean, down in Daytona?
No,
No, he means-
State Line.
Well, also the ones we talked about.
Yeah, well, and in Daytona too. There, we actually led the race down there for a while, and that's kind of unusual for somebody out there to go down there and lead the race.
How were you feeling on this? You're watching this happen. You must be going crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a film on that. Fred Knapp's second wife has it. I don't even know where the heck she is. They this TV place filmed us. They were going to do a special on us. With Fred driving it there, and they filmed us. I don't know how many times they filmed us there, but they ended up giving Fred the tape. But they had that on there. And I don't know about Julian. He probably had some. It's too bad. Could you get anything from Julian at all?
Well, we've talked to his
Funny.
daughter,
Beverly.
Beverly. We've talked to her many times, and she keeps promising material, but it hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff.
Jim, who were some of the other top mechanics at State Line, other than yourself? Some of the guys that you thought were on top of their games.
Oh. The one that worked with Buddy Erickson there, kind of worked with unit parts. Kenny, I think it's his last name.
Pavlak? Kenny Pavlak?
Kenny Pavlak, yeah. He worked with Buddy Erickson there. He was real good. No, there was so many of them there that you didn't really know.
Okay.
They'd get things going.
So what did you think when your son decided he was going to race?
Oh, I had figured that coming a long time.
You didn't try to dissuade him?
No, actually, that's what I kind of wanted to do.
How was he?
Turned out to be pretty good. First year was a little rough, but we got it figured out pretty good after that.
I was curious, as a mechanic for either Freddie, Bobby, was that an all-year job, or was there, when the season ended, you put the car away and pick it up in April, or?
Well, we usually put it away and then pick it up in probably about February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
depending on what you was gonna do. Yeah,
Were the drivers involved a lot in the mechanics of it all?
some of them were.
Yeah.
Fred, he never was involved that much, or he didn't like to monkey around, get his hands dirty.
Right.
Skip was always involved a lot. Bobby was. But Bob was kind of funny. He kind of wanted to work by himself. He didn't really want to work with anybody else. Why, I don't know, but he didn't.
I gotta tell you, Jim, this has been fun.
Yeah, can't spend a whole lot more time because that girl that came there is my nurse. I gotta have a treatment.
Well, we're gonna shut down and we're gonna say, thanks so much.
Yeah, oh, I'm
Thank you,
glad
Jim.
to do it.
Appreciate it.
This is terrific.